Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on July the 20th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So in terms of what's going on in the market overall, we saw the stock market drop a fair bit today. And as a result of the stock market dropping, we also saw a drop in our yen crosses and dollar crosses as well. The reason the stock market dropped was because a couple of different things that are happening right now. One is an increase in the COVID cases. So with the Delta variant, we are seeing around the world, there has been a jump in the COVID cases. Now the concern is in regards to just the number of people who are getting it, which will have a negative impact on the economy. Especially if we are going back into the lockdowns again. So that's one. And then also now with the inflation going up, we have seen inflation has been going up quite a bit. And now central banks are getting concerned. So we're hearing from many different central banks that they're looking at tightening the monetary policy. So that is not good for the stock market. And as a result, so we are seeing a few of these things coming together, and we are seeing a negative impact on the stock market. So that is overall what we have. And then coming up on Tuesday here, July 20th, in terms of major data, not a whole lot. We do have trade balance number, current account numbers here for euro. If the number is higher than expected, that will be positive for euro. We also have housing starts, which will, if they come in higher than expected, again, that will be good for US dollar. And then just retail sales numbers here. Plus there is monetary policy meeting minutes here, but we did have Bank of Japan last week. So this shouldn't really have that much of an impact on the market. So in terms of news, we are looking at a lighter day. All right, so let's go on to the charts. We'll start off with euro dollar. So with the euro here, as we can see, price moved in both directions here. We did see that drop, but we have big rejection from the support level at 1.1760 level. So here we have a neutral candle now. I am looking for a retest of the bottom. And then if it holds, we are basically looking for a move back and back into, this will be a range bound. It will become a range bound move then. So neutral bias right now, we'll keep an eye on 1.1760 level. If it holds above, we're looking for the move back towards the top middle and then top of the range here. So this is the range it's been trading in all this time. So we could see a turnaround here. So watch out. But should it go through the support though, then we're looking for a move all the way into 1.1700. So right now, euro dollar neutral bias here. Pound dollar, nice drop here in pound dollar. Finally, price was able to go through the support or through the bottom of the range. So price had been stuck in a range here for a number of days. And finally, it broke through the support, through the bottom of the range. And now we have a nice directional move. So bearish bias here. Do keep in mind though, price is right into support here. So this is an important support resistance level. So we do need to see a break through this and then continuation. Bias is bearish though. Next target is 1.3560. So bearish bias for pound dollar. And should it continue lower, we're looking at 1.3520. So bearish bias for pound dollar. Aussie dollar, this one also dropped nicely. And as we can see, price was able to break through the bottom of the range here. And now we are on our way lower here. So bearish bias, especially the commodity currencies are negatively impacted by what happens in the risk market. So when the stock market starts to drop, then we see that these Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar will get impacted at the same time. So bearish bias, do keep in mind that's a big move, so we could get some pullbacks and stuff, and market has been a little volatile, so it can go back and forth. So last week we saw after the Fed statement, price dropped, and then, after the FOMC, price, all the dollar crosses had dropped, so US dollar has strengthened, but then based on the Powell statement, everything went up again. Second day Powell spoke, it dropped again. So it's been volatile, so just be mindful of that, but bias is bearish here. 0.7250 is the target. A New Zealand dollar, this one as well, price is into support here, so bear that in mind. Now, this is the range price has been trading in for all this time. Now, it's right into solid support, but it does look bearish. So bearish bias with this one as well. In terms of our targets here, we are looking at 0.6800 as the next target. Now, like I said, though, we have to be careful here. We need to see that break and then a continuation lower. So if it fails to go through 0.6920, it can go back into the range once again. So that's the caution, but bias is bearish for New Zealand dollar as well. Dollar CAD here, quite a move to the upside. This one's just taken off, so bullish bias here. In terms of our pullback, so we could look for a pullback potentially into, or we could go deeper here, 1.2700, and then looking for a continuation higher. So bias is bullish for dollar CAD. All right, let's take a look at our commodities here, starting off with silver. Silver looking bearish. Next target here is 24.65, so looking for a continuation to the downside. It's finally out of this range now, so looking for this continuation move. So we had that bearish drop and flag, and now looking for continuation to the downside here. So bias is bearish. 24.65 is the first target for silver. Gold. Gold is looking volatile. Now, we did have that drop, but then it bounced off of the support there. Now, in this case, looking for a retest of 1816. If it holds below, then we are looking for a drop back down here. So bias here is neutral right now. We have to wait for market to pick the direction before we continue. So neutral bias for gold at the moment. Oil, big, huge drop in oil here. This is what's causing some of the challenges with the Canadian dollar. And this is why Canadian dollar was so weak today. Dollar CAD jumped up like crazy, partly because US dollar was strong, but partly because the Canadian dollar was so weak because of this oil drop in oil. So now bias is bearish here, looking for a drop here. So potential pullback into 67.85 and then looking for a further drop. So in this case, 63.50 is the first target, and then 62. So bearish bias here in oil as well. Copper here, copper also looking bearish. As we can see, price finally came or went through the support level here to the bottom of the range. So this was the range that price had been trading in, and it finally has made it through. So right now, bias is bearish. Next target is 4.10. Oops, Bitcoin here. Bitcoin are really struggling. It's right into the support here, looking bearish. And with this here as well, looking for a continuation move to the downside. We'll have to be careful with this one because once these support levels give way, it could just drop. Just like it took off here, it could drop. And that's what we have to watch out for. So right now, bias is bearish. Hopefully he'll do this, but we will keep an eye on 29,750 is the first target. 28,700 is the second target. So bearish bias for Bitcoin. Stock market had quite a day over the last few days. As we can see, price has been dropping here. So bearish bias, and we are looking at a continuation here. Now expect volatility. I don't think this is everything is said and done here. So 4,200 is the first target. Below that, we're looking at 4,150. So bearish bias for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, Nasdaq also looking bearish here, but watch out for the big pin on the downside, which means it could bounce up again. So we'll have to be careful with these ones. Like I said, expect volatility. Excuse me, but it could make, it could go up towards 14,700 and then could do one of these. Neutral bias. I'm more on the neutral side, neutral to slightly bearish here, but we need to be careful. Dow Jones here. Dow Jones looks bearish as well. So in this case, looking for a potential pullback and then a drop. So bearish bias 33,000. So in terms of target, 33,500. So 33,600, 580, and then 33,480. So those are the two targets. So bias is bearish here for Dow Jones. DAX here, huge drop here, went right through the support level. Still looking bearish. Next target is 14,950. So this is bearish. And then FTSE here, FTSE also looking bearish, and it's into support though, so do keep that in mind, but bearish bias. Next target is 6,700. And then we have Nikkei here. Nikkei also looking bearish. It's into some important support levels, so watch out. But bearish bias. Next target is 26,940. And then below that, we have 26,650. So bearish bias here. That's quite a drop in Nikkei. It is into important support, so just bear that in mind, but still is looking bearish here. So looking for a continuation of that drop. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.